Okay, so we're going to do another predictions video on basketball. And I forgot to mention on the last video about the Hardin trade that I really liked the trade for Houston specifically because even though they didn't get a really good young player, I think they put themselves in a position to be a playoff team or, competing for a playoff seed while also getting a ton of picks. So I think they put themselves in a really good spot. And also, the Nets, if they win championship, I think it's worth it. And the Cavs won the trade. I know they didn't do anything crazy in it, but giving up a first that was probably going to be like in the late 20s and getting a guy like Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince, well, they also gave up Dante Exum in a second. Totally worth it. And who was the... Oh, well, I'll talk about the other guy from that trade in a little. So, if you didn't watch the last video, we talked about the Hardin trade. And that was a quick little rundown on it. Now, if you didn't see our first predictions video, we're going to go over a few of them. We're going to go over one specifically that looks like we might have predicted correctly, or kind of. So, in the last predictions video, we predicted that Zion and Ingram might not stay if they don't get their third star. And it's looking like they might have found their third star. In a game, I can't remember, is it Zion or Ingram that didn't play last night? Well, one of them played, but the other didn't. But I said that either Lonzo, Kira Lewis would need to break out, or Jackson Hayes, or the guy I was actually the highest on, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I'm very glad. If you didn't know, he had 37 last night. Shot really efficient, went like 5 for 8 from 3, which is great. So, there's a chance he might be that third guy in this future Big Three. Now, I mean, Zion and Ingram are already all-star caliber players, so if Nickeil can average 20, I mean, they'd be in a great spot. If he can, he had a 37-point game, so on good efficiency. So if he can keep that up, they might have found their guy. And maybe Kira Lewis or Jackson Hayes ends up developing too. But Nickeil might have be it. He might have became their third guy. Okay, next, this is the first prediction for the video. Carousel is going to break out into a star. Depending on what you consider a superstar or whatever, or star, all-star, I think he'll end up being an all-star next year. Because I think Indiana's going to realize that this guy has the potential to be their best player. Him and Sabonis will become... I feel like... I don't remember when I was talking about the trade. I feel like he'll be better than T.J. Warren and Miles Turner immediately. Because T.J. Warren, I got a little overrated, I think, because of his bubble performance. And he played great in the bubble, but I think the 3 best guys on that team is Brogdon, LeVert, and Sabonis. And this will be good for Brogdon because Brogdon used to be a very great, efficient player. And he's still great, but with Oladipo being out their last few games, he's not put up the most efficiency. So now that they've got their other guy, and I feel like LeVert's got a lot of potential. I think he's going to be an all-star very soon. Next up, so right after the Hardin trade, I said somebody's probably going to either trade for another superstar or all-star to try to, get their guy, either the Heat, Lakers, or whoever. So, a guy we've been talking about in a couple of videos, Bradley Beal. This guy, I feel like, is going to get traded very soon. And by very soon, I believe he will get traded this season, or at least by this offseason. Somebody's going to value him more than Washington, because Washington and Westbrook just got hurt. So, if that's not going to help their record. Well, maybe, because Westbrook, is... with how he's playing this season. Because Westbrook's good whenever he's driving and stuff, but those mid-range pull-ups, I saw somebody compare it to, well, not the mid-range pull-ups specifically, but it's like when Iverson went to Denver. Just seeing a guy who was so great for so many years, but in a new team, it just isn't working. I think he's regressing. So, we might have... Prime Westbrook is, I think, a thing of the past now. Next up, this is also kind of, it's kind of shows you something from the Hardin trade, and that is that Tyrese Maxey will be good. Because Sam Presti, or is it? Yeah, I think it's Sam Presti's the one who was Houston's GM. Yeah. So Sam Presti, we all knew he wanted to get Hardin. And the fact that there were reports coming out that Maxey was the reason they weren't willing to trade or do the trade, that just shows you. Because Presti, thinks Hardin's great. So if Maxey is really so good that Sam Presti isn't willing to trade a guy like, well, they said like the Ben Simmons part would have went through and then like picks, but then there was debate on like Thibault and Maxey. But if Maxey really was the reason they wanted to trade for Hardin, I believe that Presti thinks Maxey's going to be the real deal. And I mean, he's looked good. He's had a few really good games. But the fact that he was the reason they wanted to trade for Hardin, if those reports are true, just shows you Maxey is going to be awesome. And I said something about Maxey in one of my videos. I said that, it's the fact that he's one of those Kentucky guys. And, any of the Kentucky guys that go in the first round usually end up being good. Because last year's draft, Keldon, Tyler Hero, and P.J. Washington all look great. This year, the 2 first-rounders, Tyrese Maxey and Manuel quickly look great. And, I mean, it's just a thing. It repeats. I mean, Knox didn't look great the year before, but Shea is looking great. So, if a guy goes to Kentucky, there's a chance he ends up being really good in the NBA. And I don't know or like a steal in the NBA draft. I don't know if it's because Kentucky doesn't use them right with Cal or what. But Cal can get the good players, but I don't know if he knows how to get them looking great in college. Because if Hero was doing that good in the NBA, he should have went like third in the draft. So, he was not playing like the third best player in college basketball. Well, thanks for watching. If you like the video, like it and subscribe, please. I think we're going to try to do a video on the series we uploaded to yesterday again. Or not yesterday. We're going to try to add another video to the cards, deals, and deals, where we did a Facebook market, or not Facebook market, just a Facebook auction. And we got some really good cards in it for the value we paid. And then I'm looking at a few eBay lots right now, and we might have another video for the cards, steals, and deals. Oh, and one thing. When I was talking about Maxey looking really good, just because Maxey's looking really good right now, I'm not saying go buy all the Prism draft picks, Tyrese Maxey, and I mean, I buy this stuff because I like college basketball, so I'm fine with having college jersey stuff. But if you're just in it for the money, wait till he has some hoops cards or Prism, ones that it's in his NBA jersey, and that's a little delayed this year compared to normal, because I think in a normal year, they would have already had like the hoops and stuff. But once Maxey stuff starts coming out in NBA jerseys, you might want to get some of it, because I feel like he's going to be a star. And I already said thanks for watching and that stuff, so I'll just say it again. If you like the video, like it, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe.